I'm so happy to have you here one more time. Today's video, we're going to explore an unknown town in one of the most beautiful places in all of Mexico. Welcome to Chetumal. Hello everyone, welcome to a new video of the Mexico Relocation Guide. My name is Mariana, and wow, do we have a nice beach town to share with you today. This calm town is untainted by the effects of massive tourism and globalization, making it a perfect spot for retirement for those who seek to enjoy a laid-back and peaceful life in Mexico. So let's get started. Now, Chetumal is located in the southernmost part of the state of Quintana Roo, home of the world-famous Riviera Maya. Now, to the surprise of many, Chetumal is actually the capital of Quintana Roo, despite being smaller and less known than its northern counterpart, Cancun. Chetumal is about a 5-hour drive from Cancun, and it borders with Belize, making it one of Mexico's gateways to Central and South America. Now, as most towns in the Yucatan Peninsula, Chetumal sits at sea level. This means that the weather here is 100% tropical and humid. So basically, you are living in eternal summer. August is the hottest month, where temperatures can easily rise to about 40 degrees Celsius or 105 degrees Fahrenheit. January, on the other hand, is the coldest month, averaging highs of 90 degrees Fahrenheit and lows around 70 degrees Fahrenheit or around 21 degrees Celsius. Instead of just a quote-unquote rainy season, there is a hurricane season, which usually starts in July and ends in early November. Now, if you come in late September when tropical storms and cyclones are more prone to hit the Mexican Caribbean, you will probably see more heavy rains. Now, we do give a lot of credit to the prevention culture that the people in Quintana Roo have. You don't see catastrophic results even with several storms hitting their towns last year in 2024. Now, there will be flooding and some trees may fall and maybe a few light posts bending, but little to no damage to buildings and loss of life. So don't feel discouraged by the hurricane season. As long as you follow the guidelines and prepare yourself before the storm, you'll be perfectly fine. So what is life like in Chetumal? Well, let's shift gears and talk about the overall vibe of the town. Chetumal is, above all, a peaceful and laid-back place. If you're looking for nightlife or fast-paced city living, you won't find it here. Instead, you'll get a quiet, close-knit community where life moves at a slower, more relaxed pace. Most of the locals work in government jobs or run small businesses. And unlike other parts of Quintana Roo, tourism isn't a big industry here. So if you're tired of crowded tourist spots, tired of crowded beaches, Chetumal offers a refreshing change. And here's the best part for retirees and those on a budget. The cost of living in Chetumal is much lower than in cities like Cancun or Playa del Carmen. Your money goes a lot further here, whether you're renting a house or shopping for groceries. Now, this is an important question. How welcoming is a local community to expats and other newcomers? The answer is a bit mixed. You see, Chetumal is known for being a bit more traditional and reserved. The locals, or also known as Chetumaleños, might not roll out the red carpet right away, especially if you're not familiar with the language or local customs. Now, that being said, don't be discouraged. If you're willing to learn Espanol and immerse yourself in the culture, you'll find that people warm up over time. It's all about showing respect and making an effort to integrate. And honestly, that's part of the charm living here that gives you an authentic, immersive experience of Mexican life. And, it really does apply to all of Mexico, but you really will see it in Chetumal when compared to other beach towns like Cancun or Playa del Carmen, which are far more used to seeing tourists on a regular basis. So now that you know about its weather, where it's located, and what the vibe of the town is, let's talk about where you could live if you decide to make Chetumal your home. Now, unlike bigger cities, housing prices here are fairly consistent across all neighborhoods. But there are a few standout areas. For example, Campestre is one of the best places to live, offering well-maintained streets and spacious homes with big yards. If you're looking for a 3-bedroom house here, you're looking at around 20,000 to 30,000 pesos a month, or around 1,000 to 1,500 US dollars per month. For something a bit more upscale, there's Residencial Cumbres, a gated community with 24/7 security, pool areas, and even a clubhouse. But of course, luxury comes with a higher price, so expect to pay upwards of 35,000 pesos a month or closer to 1,800 US dollars for a similar 3-bedroom home. Now, if you want a more secluded beachfront experience, we really recommend you check out Calderitas. This is where some of the wealthiest locals live, and the views here are spectacular. They're really incredible. However, properties here do start at 35,000 to 40,000 pesos a month, and that's around 1,800 to about 2,000 US dollars a month, depending on the exchange rate. So it isn't the most budget-friendly option. It just depends on your particular lifestyle. Now, what about utilities? Well, the cost of living in Chetumal is quite affordable, but do keep in mind that electricity can be a bit pricey, especially if you run your air conditioning regularly, which you probably will. You definitely want to do it in the summer. Now, expect to pay anywhere around 2,500 to 4,000 pesos every 2 months for your electricity bill. That's around 125 to 200 US dollars every 2 months. Other utilities like water and gas are much cheaper. Water typically costs around 300 to 500 pesos, or around 15 to 25 US dollars a month for a small household, maybe a 2-person household. And gas, propane gas, a 30-liter gas tank will run you around 650 pesos, which is around 32 US dollars. This should last you around 3 months, of course, depending on your household size and your personal usage. For internet, you've got options like Telmex, Total Play, and Izzy. A standard 100 megabyte per second plan will cost you around 600 to around 700 pesos, or around 30 to 34 US dollars per month. But if you want ultra-fast fiber optic speeds, you'll pay closer to 1,600 pesos, which is around 80 US dollars a month, depending on the exchange rate. Now, Chetumal has everything you need when it comes to shopping, from local markets to big-name supermarkets. One of the unique things about Chetumal is that it's part of a free economic zone, meaning lower taxes on goods and foods. This makes groceries and household items much cheaper here than in other parts of Mexico. For fresh, local produce, you'll want to check out Mercado Municipal or Mercado Lázaro Cárdenas. These markets are a one-stop shop for everything from fruits and vegetables to meat and even sometimes electronics. If you prefer shopping at supermarkets, you'll find chains like Chedraui, Soriana, and Walmart, which offer a mix of local and imported goods. There's even a Sam's Club if you like to buy in bulk. Now, what about healthcare? Well, we understand that healthcare is a very important consideration, and Chetumal doesn't disappoint. There are plenty of private clinics and hospitals to choose from, and pharmacies are scattered throughout the city. However, one thing to keep in mind is that if you need specialized care, many locals recommend traveling to larger cities like Cancun or Mérida, because these cities offer a broader range of specialists and often at more competitive prices. Now, the primary means of public transportation in Chetumal is going to be taxis. There are also bus routes going around town. However, considering that taxis usually charge between 30 to 50 pesos, or about $1.50 to $2.50 USD, it's not really surprising to realize that people prefer to use taxis. Now, there is an ongoing dispute in Quintana Roo between taxi unions and rideshare companies like Uber and Didi. While these apps are technically allowed to operate, their availability might be limited compared to traditional taxis. So this means that in some areas, specifically smaller towns, finding an Uber or Didi could be challenging. And for us, taxis really remain the more widely available option. Remember, this is a relatively small town, and as long as you stay in a neighborhood near Centro or the main boulevard, you'll have everything within walking distance, and taxis are never too far away. Just keep in mind that the climate here is sometimes a bit too much to handle, so if you're gonna run your errands walking, the best time of day to do it is before 10 a.m. or after 6 p.m. For everything else, we would just say hail a taxi. The town has a tiny airport, but it does offer direct flights to major cities in Mexico, such as Mexico City, Guadalajara, and also some direct flights to Miami, Florida. There's also an ADO bus station that offers bus rides to any major city in southeast Mexico, such as Mérida, Cancun, Campeche, and Tuxtla, just to mention a few. There's also the Tren Maya, or the Mayan train, which will have a station in Chetumal that is currently being finished. Now, just because Chetumal is quiet and small doesn't mean there's no fun to be had. Locals actually jokingly call the town Chetubar because of its vibrant bar scene. A typical weekend here involves heading down to the Boulevard Bahia, which is a beautiful waterfront promenade. You'll find everything from food stands selling local treats to family-friendly restaurants and, of course, you named it, bars. If you're more into outdoor activities, you can go for a jog along the boulevard or take a short drive to Calderitas for fresh food and water sports. And let's not forget about the nearby gems. Just an hour away is Bacalar, home to the stunning 7-color lagoon, and 2 hours away is a beautiful beach town of Mahahual. So let me know in the comments, what do you think about Chetumal? Is it the peaceful paradise you've been searching for? I'd love to know. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Mexico Relocation Guide for more insights into life in Mexico. If you're ready to take the next step, head over to our website, mexicorelocationguide.com, where you'll find a ton of resources to help you plan your move the right way. Thank you all so much for watching. I will see you in our next video. This is not goodbye. This is just hasta luego. Nos vemos.